Hello everyone, Board Observer here. I have a random thought that's been eating at my brain for some time. And it has to do with the phenomenon of bias. Implicit bias, for that matter. Implicit bias is one of the many woke buzzwords these days, but do you know what it actually means? According to Ohio State University, implicit bias is the implicit associations we harbor in our subconscious cause us to have feelings and attitudes about other people based on characteristics such as race, ethnicity, age, and appearance. These associations develop over the course of time, beginning at the very early stage through exposure to direct and indirect messages. In addition to early life experiences, the media and news programming are often cited origins of implicit associations. As you can see here, implicit biases are pervasive, everyone has them. Implicit and explicit biases are related, but distinct mental constructs. They don't necessarily align with our declared beliefs. We tend to favor our own in-group, and implicit biases are malleable. So, no matter how woke you consider yourself, you have implicit biases. Fair enough? Now let me bring up a bias that conservatives have been ranting about for decades, but have been brushed aside by center-left individuals in the media. That is a liberal media bias that most journalistic outlets possess. Am I paranoid? Possibly. But let me pose a dilemma to you, the audience. If individuals or groups are saddled with an implicit bias through which all life filters through, can Democratic-leaning media outlets and journalists put aside their implicit biases against their political opponents? If I'm a far-left reporter, can I objectively cover a lightning rod like President Trump? If I'm a far-right-wing reporter, could I have covered President Obama objectively? If we are to believe that we all have implicit biases, why do we think that reporters don't succumb to their implicit political biases? From a mere observation throughout the media landscape, the people that preach implicit bias are hesitant to admit that there is a liberal bias in the media.
Do you believe that there's a liberal bias in the media?
No. Why? No.
And by media, I don't just mean the news, but Hollywood, TV, and music. If implicit biases are so pervasive that we need human resources to reprogram our minds, what reprogramming do members of the media need to undergo in order to report objectively? We can't believe in implicit bias on the one hand and then say that the media, which leans Democratic, is immune to their own implicit biases. You can't have it both ways. That's it. That's my random thought of the day. Thanks for listening. Oh, by the way, implicit bias tests are being debunked left and right from both sides of the political perspective.